you chat?
Always. We're not using that.
What?
It sounds like church.
It did?
Yes.
You know what I learned, actually?
Hmm.
Hey, by the way.
Hello.
I was looking at children's books in Barnes & Noble the other day, and there was an Easter book, and I was just thumbing through as one does.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know that Jesus was at a Passover Seder? Listen, before Easter, so like sometime around Easter, and had like a feeling that someone was going to betray him, like he was a psychic. And
Welcome
he said
to CCD.
And he said at Easter,
Before this dinner is done, one of you will have betrayed me.
Yes.
Judas. That is like the cornerstone, though, of Catholicism. So
What is?
this whole story.
Oh. That he was like, I just have a bad vibe about one of yous.
That would be like me saying to you, crazy thing, thumbing through a book about Hanukkah. Did you know
The Maccabees.
that the whole thing is based on having enough oil for 8 nights?
Okay, but that would be reliant on me knowing what Easter is. Easter is Jesus dying.
No, Easter is Jesus rising. His dying is not the miracle in the faith.
Oh, it's we're celebrating a miracle.
So it's like, it's actually very similar to Hanukkah. Obviously, Hanukkah is a smaller miracle because it was oil versus rising from the dead. But
I don't think you can compare miracles.
no, I'm saying like this is like a death rising. So like I don't think people. Well, I know it's a miracle. They talk about Hanukkah being a miracle.
Yes.
It's a very similar thing. Like Hanukkah is based on a miracle. Easter is based on him dying and resurrecting from the dead.
So someone stabs Jesus at dinner?
No, he's crucified.
Yeah, I didn't know that that's what Easter was about.
I'm actually surprised only because I feel like there's certain things about religion that are like for mass consumption.
Yeah, like Easter eggs, like Hanukkah candle. Like you don't know the that's like the commercial stuff of it.
Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe not. Yeah, Easter is the resurrection.
So anywho's, why did I bring that up?
Because you were shocked to find out that Jesus was at a Passover Seder.
Oh, no.
It's very timely at this time of year.
I knew he was at a Passover Seder. I didn't realize that he had that he was psychic.
I don't think he was psychic as much as God had told him is what he would say.
Whatever. He caught a vibe.
He knew Judas had betrayed him.
Well, he said someone at this dinner is about to turn on me.
Mm-hmm. That's why people call you a Judas. Anywho's, yeah, I'm surprised to hear that you didn't know that, but
I've recently learned the story of Easter.
That's great.
Which usually on Easter, I say, it's Easter, get off your keister.
And now you can say that knowing that Jesus got off his keister.
He did. He got up and he was like, I'm here.
Yep. And he appeared. And everyone was like, whoa.
Whoa, bro.
We thought you were dead.
He's like, nah, dog.
Can you imagine? You're like, I definitely buried you yesterday.
I'd be pretty freaked out.
But like overjoyed if your friend came back?
Yeah, I'd be overjoyed. Like if I thought that we had buried you and then the next day you were like, here I am. I'd be like, this tracks.
You'd be like, this is crazy.
No, I'd be like, we can't get rid of her.
Fuck you. What's new? Other than your recent learning about Easter.
Nothing. I was running an errand before I came here. And then I was eating a yogurt in the car and I must have been like maybe, I don't know, swerving a little bit. Because somebody was on my ass and then whips up beside me and rolls down their window and was like, get off your phone. And I was like, I'm not on my phone, you dick. I'm eating a yogurt. I'm holding the yogurt in the air it's a yogurt.
Both illegal, but one is a tasty treat.
It's illegal to eat a yogurt?
I think it's illegal to do anything other than drive while driving.
Well, that's very ambiguous. I'm thinking and driving.
Well, I think it's things with your hands. Things that
I'm not drinking and driving. I'm thinking and driving.
Things with your hands. We can all have common sense. Do you think common sense is do you think people really don't have it or they use it as the ability to get out of common sense shit?
Huh?
I was just thinking about, like, if you got pulled over, like, common sense, you know you're legally not supposed to eat a yogurt. But
I didn't know that until you just said.
Really?
I'm not legally allowed to eat in my car?
I'm assuming you can't I'm assuming the law, which would make common sense to me, if you're driving, both hands are supposed to be on the steering wheel.
If you're doing something that prevents both hands from being on the wheel. Okay, well, what about a police officer who's tapping away on his little computer while he's driving around?
They aren't. They're not allowed to tap.
But they are.
Maybe they are, but I'm saying legally you aren't allowed to.
How did you flick on your lights, sir? Did you keep both hands on the wheel, or did you do that telepathically?
I'm just saying, like,
we all make sacrifices.
But you would take the stance, like, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to eat yogurt, but, like, is that a symptom of us all not having the same level of common sense that we used to?
So you're saying I'm dumb?
No, I'm just saying, like, or is that we've all learned how to get around everything, like, talk ourselves out of it. I do the same thing. I don't want to get a ticket.
No, I'm not talking myself. I'm saying it to you here. You're not a police.
But I'm saying if a police officer pulled me over and I was eating a yogurt, I'll use myself. I know I'm not supposed to be eating a yogurt. Like, both of my hands,
so you are pulled over and you're eating a yogurt and the police officer says, do you know why I pulled you over? And you're like, no, I have no idea. They're like, you're swerving because it seems like maybe you're eating a snack.
Okay. And I would be like, can you not eat a snack?
I'd be like, I didn't realize that I couldn't eat.
Right. That's what I would say, whilst knowing I probably shouldn't have been.
So you're making it worse for all of us.
No,
ones of us who don't know, who are just genuinely unsure.
Okay, so then it answers my question. It's not as common as you'd think.
No, it's not.
Like, to me, that makes sense. I can't text because my hands are distracted and I'm looking down. So I also can't eat something that would require a spoon in my hand and a yogurt in my hand.
Okay, but the yogurt I can hold in my hand and still hold the wheel.
Oh, sure.
And the spoon is my other free hand.
Well, not really supposed to have.
So anyway, I'm like waving my fucking yogurt in the air like, it's a yogurt, motherfucker. No phone in sight.
Just calcium.
You see a phone here? And then they were like eye rolled up their window, spat away. It was like, just trying to like drive here in peace and eat a snack.
Just hungry, low blood sugar.
Yeah. Any news? Any who's?
Any news?
What's news with yous?
I have an event this weekend, but then I really want to commit to being off my phone more. And I told this to you at Tuesday at Trivia. Listen, Tuesday at Trivia, we went.
I'm cackling.
And I'm going to do it. People change. If I'm not changing, I'm not growing.
No one is on their phone more than you.
I know. And that's why I'm like, I need to stop. It's not healthy. It's not good for you. So we went to Trivia on Tuesday, as we do many Tuesdays. And you can't be on your phone, obviously, during Trivia because you could be cheating. During the breaks, there's like it's a restaurant and it's tables of people. I just happened to be looking around the room. Every break, the majority of the groups, people would pick up their phone and like not converse with their tables of people.
I think it's more so at Trivia because you can't be on your phone for like, so people feel like, oh my gosh, something's happening on my phone that I might be missing. Like, so you're more likely to pick it up than at like a dinner. Like when we go out to dinner with friends, I don't look at my phone the whole time. My phone's in my pocket.
Right, the whole time. So I don't know what the like.
Because at Trivia, it's like you can't look at your phone. It's like a psychological thing, I think. People are like, oh, and now I can. So you pick it up.
But I was just like, this is so sad. Like, this is just so sad. These people have come together. You can't look at your phone because you're like wondering who was the vice president to Thomas Jefferson based on the question. And then
and we now know.
We do know.
Aaron Burr,
exactly.
sir.
Which we got right. But I digress. I was like, I can't right now because I have too much going on with this event this weekend. But then I'm really committing to not being on my phone as much.
I appreciate your future goals.
Thank you.
That you're like, I shan't tackle this right now.
I just can't. I don't have the ability or the bandwidth. But come Monday,
I think you need to get rid of TikTok. Maybe
I want to.
Speaking of TikTok, I did see a trend that's really funny. Have you seen the cookie challenge
with the little kids? Yeah, it's cute.
I'm going to do that. I'll do that with Jack and we'll post it.
It's really cute. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but two parents sit on either side of the kid. One of the parents has no cookies. One of the parents has one and the kid has two, and they cover them up with paper towels. And then the kid watches each of the parents open their paper towel to discover one doesn't have any. Then the kid realizes they have two, and you see if the kid is going to give one of the parents their cookie or not.
And some of the reactions from the kids are so funny. Like,
so funny.
Like one of them I saw, mom lifts up her napkin, she doesn't have a cookie, and the dad has a cookie, and the kid has two, and the kid looks at the mom's plate and bursts into tears.
Oh, that's not sad. I mean, that's not funny. That's sad.
And she was like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. And he's like, Mom doesn't have a cookie. It's like he was a British kid.
It's pretty upsetting.
And some of them, the kid like gobbles up 2 cookies and is like, where's your cookies?
That's us. You're cookieless. Yeah, no, those are very funny. TikTok is cute. All things on our phone, it's like drugs and alcohol. They're not the problem. It's the way we use them. The phone is really not the problem, but we've made it a problem.
Yeah, I mean.
And so I'm ready.
I think more bad than good comes from it.
Tenfold.
Adolescence.
I rue the day cell phones were invented. Like, I did finally watch Adolescence, and this kid had this whole fucking creepy ass life on Instagram with emojis. And that's how like the incel bullying was starting.
Yes. Did you love Adolescence?
I liked a lot. As I told you, there were some things I don't want to do spoilers.
Did you feel like, oh my gosh, like how it was all one take? Isn't that cool or no?
It was so funny. It is cool. I said to Tyler, I don't know if I would have noticed.
You wouldn't have noticed?
Like, I was noticing it because we talked about it, and it was definitely very, very cool. But I don't think I'm in tune to the way things are shot enough to like even notice.
Interesting. I didn't say anything to Mike till it was over, and he was like, I didn't notice that. And I was like, okay then.
Yeah, like by the 3rd episode, it had like worn off. Like, I was just used to seeing it like that. But I thought the story was really, I mean, I love British TV.
Most British TV.
Thought it was really good. I really liked it. We watched it in a quick fashion because it's only 4 episodes.
Phones are the demise of
the worst. And if you don't have one, or if you don't like interact with it the way you're supposed to, you're a weirdo. That's the other thing. Like, we've hijacked society where like you can't even choose to not be a part of cell phone land.
I just think it's like, I mean, I don't have this as a story, but I did read that this company that's like started by 2 like head honchos in AI software, they did like a ton of research, and they're calling it like AI 2027 or something, and it's about like what the world will look like in 2 years, and they think that AI is going to take over like most jobs.
So what will we do all day?
You know, I don't know.
In 2 years?
Yes.
It's amazing.
Not your job.
No, not my job.
AI 2027 predicts that within a few years, AI systems will surpass human intelligence, functioning as, quote, autonomous agents that are better than humans at everything. They foresee chatbots disrupting the global order, Chinese spies stealing AI secrets, and models going rogue. Not good.
I mean, if AI can give some people some free time back, I guess go for it.
I took Jack for his checkup the other day. And you know how the nurse or like the assistant or whoever it is checks you in and like does their like weight and all the vitals and stuff before the doctor comes in? Mm-hmm. So she like does all that, and then she goes, and the doctor will be using an AI software to summarize notes from today's visit today. Is that okay with you? Do you consent? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, great. And then she left. And when the doctor came in, she was like talking, and the thing was like typing.
That's cool.
And I was like, okay, this is so cool. And I was like, do you know your screen is like moving? And she was like, oh yeah, it's just taking notes like on, she's like, it's only recording the things I say because like you haven't consented to being recorded, but like it's recording what I say to take notes and summarize our appointment. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, she asked me if I was okay with that. And I was like, yeah, obviously. And I was like, who would say no to that? And she was like, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of weird people out there.
I'm gonna say something crazy though.
You would say no?
No, I would never say no. But
to something that makes your doctor's job easier? Okay.
No, I'm saying I would never say no. But I'm saying the reason we need all this, I was just talking about this with one of my clients who's a doctor, and he's marrying an ophthalmologist. And we were at their tasting, we were waiting for something to come out, and I was like, do you guys hate the portal? And they were like, yes.
The portal?
Like the patient portals.
Oh, I thought you meant Facebook portal.
No. They were like,
I was like, why do doctors hate that?
They were like, patient portals have gotten like so out of hand. Like the amount of time doctors need to add to their already crazy caseloads to now go through all of these questions.
Isn't it not usually your doctor responding though? I feel like it usually is.
But they'll kick it up. Like if he's like, yeah, a lot of times the like nurse or whoever can go through it. But if it's anything of any question, or he's like, or you don't want to put something in writing, then it's follow-ups. And I was just thinking about how everything we've thought made our lives easier made it more complicated for someone else. Like, why do I need an after visit summary? I was at the doctor. Do I not have 3 brain cells?
Because then you can glance back and be like, wait, what did they say? When do I take this medicine?
How about you just use your brain or take down notes? Like,
but that's, I think the whole point is that it's like supposed to be so that then they don't call the doctor and be like, hey, yeah, I saw you this morning. When can I take that antibiotic? And it's like, if the rash turns green.
But I think
it's in the notes.
But I think as in an effort to make things easier, we've made things, everything has 20 steps. Like, someone has to upload post-visit note. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, now it's AI.
Now it's AI. But it's just all of this stuff, and I look around, I'm like, I think I would have thrived in the 80s.
I don't know.
The hair would have been tough for me.
Yeah.
But.
Or maybe not, because, like, big hair was in.
That's right. See, thrived.
Your mother loved the 80s.
She did.
She's an 80s queen.
80s baby. I just, like, don't understand. I think I'm of another world. But I live in this one.
Unfortunately.
I mean, fortunately, I like being alive, but I don't love all the
technology. Alive.
So, would you like a icebreaker?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. You get to pick one. Only one.
Okay.
Would you rather never have to cook dinner again?
In my whole life?
Ever. Never, ever.
Have to cook dinner again?
You never have to cook dinner again.
Someone makes it, or I have to pick it up from somewhere?
I think it's just like someone else cooks it, because I don't think the alternative would be like fast food every night.
Like dinner appears at some point?
Maybe, let's just say you have a house chef.
Okay.
8 hours of great sleep at night, or your house cleans itself.
Wow. B.
Really?
8 hours of great sleep a night.
That's not that hard to attain, though.
What? Yeah, it is. You have a job, you have a kid.
But like, of all the other two are like scientifically impossible. Like, your house will never clean itself. I'm just shocked. Like, 8 hours of sleep, you could get on a vacation.
I know, but I just feel like if you like keep up with the cleaning of your house, then like it does clean itself because you're going around cleaning it.
I would definitely pick that one.
You'd pick house cleans itself?
I don't even need 8 hours of sleep. It sounds nice, but like,
I just love sleep too much. Like, to every night go to bed and be like, and I'm going to get a full 8 hours uninterrupted, like, priceless.
I would love 6 hours in a really clean house.
That wasn't an option.
But I'm saying like 5.5, sure.
5.5 hours of sleep?
I love sleep, but I don't need a lot of sleep.
Well, why are you always napping?
Because I love sleep, but I don't need it. Like, I could, in a busy season, I could go with 5 hours. Like, it doesn't affect me to go without. Where you, like, are physically unable to get up.
I become ill.
Yeah.
When I don't get enough sleep, I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a condition. Undiagnosed, but...
Nope. Diagnosed.
Self.
Sleep deprivation is what it's called.
I think sleep deprivation might be a bit of a stretch. Literally, if you get 7 hours, you're like,
no, it's not 7 hours.
I'm feeling a bit fluish. And also, if it's early, even if you get 8 hours, but the 8 hours ends at 5:30, you're unwell.
Oh my gosh, no. That I'm still, because that's not like my circadian rhythm. Like 5:30 is the middle of the night for me.
Not the rhythm.
That's like not at all where I'm functioning. Mm-hmm. Like, my brain just isn't awake yet. I don't know what to tell you.
It's so funny because I always picture your mom as someone who like wakes up early, but she really isn't.
Because she pretends to be.
We were talking about something and I said, oh, I have to leave on Sunday at 6:30. And she was like, oh, I'd be so sad. And I don't know why I pictured her as someone who like when we're on vacation, I'll meet her out early in the world. She must be putting on a facade.
No, she gets up at like 8. 6:30 is early for anyone.
6:30 doesn't seem that early to me. 5 seems early.
And also not a time of day.
Interesting. Well, thanks for sharing that with me.
It still bamboozles me. Like, when I have to get up really early for a work thing, like if I have to be at a place by like 7:30 and I'm like out the door at 7 a.m. Like, when I see other people at stoplights, I'm like...
You always wonder. You'll always be like, where are they going?
I'm like, where are you headed?
I'm like, work.
Are you going to the hospital?
Yeah.
Was there an emergency?
I love the morning if I'm not like gonna have a super long day. Like I don't want to leave the house at 7 a.m. and then return at 9 p.m.
Right.
But like if I can scale my day towards the morning, like my best hours of mindfulness and productivity are like 7 to 3:30. I really should have been a teacher.
No, really?
Yeah.
You'd be up and at 'em.
Like that does not bother me. And then I could come home and have a nap. Have you checked out your investment portfolio lately?
No, I don't think it's a good time to.
It's terrible.
Have you looked at yours? Yeah, you look all the time.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. You're just supposed to let it ride.
I've only been looking as of late when I knew it was plummeting to the seas.
When you heard that it was plummeting to the seas.
I was like, I should just. Tyler was like, don't look. I was like, just tell me.
You're like, so anyway, we put $100 in here and we're at 90.
No, it's actually crazy. I mean,
Is it a big loss? I don't know.
Huge.
It's all gone?
No, it's not all gone, but it's huge. Dave Portnoy lost $7 million yesterday.
But he like put that all in a bet. He's so rich.
But it's just like, okay. And I know we haven't like really dove into the politics in the Trump era because it's all been bad news. But
bad news.
But these tariffs have got me irate. Mostly because these motherfuckers who voted for him under the guise that he was going to make the economy better and, you know, hardworking Americans couldn't afford their groceries. They're not going to be able to afford their shirts. They're going to be naked.
Is the idea of the tariffs?
His thought is that the tariffs will force manufacturing back to the U.S. and that so many people have engaged in this global market and they've all taken their manufacturing and their factories and their resources out of the country, which took jobs away from Americans, which, okay. And so these tariffs, with it being so expensive to now bring things back into the U.S. after they've been produced elsewhere, will make companies say we're going to be American made. Theoretically, sure. But the amount of time it's going to require, it's not like they can make a factory overnight. So even if companies are saying to themselves, hey, we should really get back into the US so we don't have these tariffs, the amount of time it's going to take and affect these people to still keep their businesses running is insane. And someone said something on TikTok. It was an economist. I don't want to like vouch for them, but they were actually claiming they feel like Trump is like knowingly walking into a recession because those are typically better for billionaires because they can purchase small companies for less and like swoop them up. And then when the economy bounces back, they own all of these companies and they can reap the benefits of purchasing them low. It's like buying stocks low and watching them rise.
So what does it have to do with Trump?
He's the one forcing all the tariffs.
No. What is it? What do you mean about the recession?
Like he's willingly walking into a recession because people are theorizing that this is going to cause a recession.
Huh.
Not as bad as like 2008, but that there's no way people, I mean, I saw today that they're estimating that the tariffs could cost American families like up to $5,000 additional each year to buy the goods that they typically purchase.
What do these tariffs do for anyone? What's the positive?
I don't see one. He would say that it's to force them back into the US, to force manufacturers to make things made in the US, because if it's made here and shipped within the US, there's no tariff. The only things affected by tariffs are goods being shipped in from out of countries.
So like stuff from Amazon.
Yes.
Is just going to get more expensive.
Yeah. Anything that's being shipped from out of the US.
Maybe this is a stupid question.
No stupid questions here. This is a safe space.
So let's say they're putting tariffs on goods made in China, which is
they are
everything in my world. And that is supposed to fuck with the Chinese manufacturers. Like they're like, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to make it like harder for them?
Yes, Chinese manufacturers and Americans who've moved their production out of the U.S. for
Okay,
cheaper
sure.
prices.
The manufacturer it's supposed to affect. But at the end of the day, can't the manufacturer then, or the distributor at least, just roll the excess cost of the tariff into the cost of the good? And so like, let's say that you order bedding on Amazon.
Okay.
And the bedding is made in China.
Okay.
And prior to these tariffs, the bedding would have cost you $100. But now, because the tariffs are here and they're charging the manufacturer however much money, then can't they just make the bedding $120 and so you as the consumer are really the one paying the tariff?
That is what's going to happen. The consumer is going to pay the tariff.
So why is this good for the American people?
It's not. I mean, they're not going to pay the whole tariff, but it's everything they purchase. All of the goods are going to increase in price, which is why they're saying it's going to cost Americans like $5,000 more a year to buy the same shit they bought last year.
But if I'm a manufacturer and I like have a bedding company that I make stuff in China and have it shipped back to the US, and I'm like, oh, now I'm going to get charged this much in a tariff. Okay, I'm just going to boost all my price. Like, I don't care about your tariffs. I'm just going to boost all my prices and still make the same.
You won't, though, because people won't be able to afford it.
Oh.
So, like bedding. Let's say the bedding costs $20 to make in China, and they sell it to Target. So, wholesale prices are usually
cheaper.
A percentage. So, let's say the wholesale price, it costs you $20 to make it. The wholesale price is $30. So Target's buying it for $30. And if you buy it direct, it's $60.
Oh.
So when they're buying it from you directly, you're making $40 per bedding set. When Target's buying it, you're making $10, but it's like such a large volume.
Right.
When you increase those prices, Target is going to purchase less of it because they're not sure they can sell it. So it's immediately going to impact your business. And then even if you can keep selling it, in order to keep your same profit margins and keep the fucking lights on your factory and I don't even know, Bangladesh, you have to increase the price. Because no one's building so much profit into their products that they can just withstand a tariff and not raise the price.
Right.
So it's a clusterfuck, to say the least.
Okay, so it sucks for pretty much everyone except
the rich.
Who
are unaffected by how much things cost. But I will say, everyone said Trump would run this like a business, and he's running it exactly like the businesses he ran into the ground. So he is on track.
Well, I mean, I hate to be the like, let's wait and see, but maybe this will be great. I don't know.
Totally.
You don't have hope? Hope. It's more than a 4-letter word.
I mean, I'm not hopeful, but I'm unsure. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people fighting back in Congress because he shouldn't be allowed to just make up tariffs. This isn't the Boston Tea Party. Like, he's making these tariffs as a one-man show, which is not how our democracy works. Whoops.
So then can't the Supreme Court say, like, no go?
Well, I guess right now he's doing it under like martial law, like emergency law, state of emergency.
This is an emergency. We must
stop the Chinese bedding. He's like, have you seen the knickknacks from Amazon? People are getting crazy.
Yeah, your new horse keychain.
No, I love it. It'd be 20% more now.
And so you'd have to pay $4.
No, it was $8.
Okay.
So hopeful? No. Hopeful that there's something that will happen to make this stop?
No.
Not really.
Hopeful? No. Hopeful? No.
Full of hope? No.
All right. Well, I'll continue to look on the bright side and hope that our cheap China bedding can still be delivered within a 2-day period.
Yeah, I guess. I don't even know where to get American-made bedding. You think Boll and Branch is made here?
Probably. If they want to sponsor us, I'm happy to try.
Brooklinen? Are they made here?
It does sound like this is only going to negatively affect us, though.
I don't see another way out, but keep the hope.
Speaking of something else with negative effects.
Yeah, what? Please, more.
I just actually read a Harvard study that said that studied the effects of spanking on the brains of children.
Oh, okay.
Spanking found to impact children's brain response, leading to lasting consequences. It says 49% of Americans spank their kids. A Harvard study found that spanking alters the brain in similar ways as sexual abuse.
What?
It also impacts development and increases chances of mental health issues.
I feel like I'm sure there's negative impacts, but that seems crazy to me. Does that not to you?
Now, as someone who like really would say that I'm totally fine to spank my kids.
You're like, I say that with pride.
And you as well, correct?
I think like I was spanked and I don't feel like I was abused.
Yeah. I'm very like, I'm pro spanking. Now, I have a child. Have I ever spanked him? No.
Yeah, I don't think spanking's for like minor inconveniences. Like,
but I think like some kids by the time they turn 3 probably have been spanked.
probably.
Have I ever been mad enough at Jack that like it would come to mind that I should spank him? Never.
Well, I think at 3, it's probably hard to do something that's spank worthy. I feel like spank worthy is like when you're old enough to consciously be disrespectful. Like spanking a kid for like doing something wrong at 3.
Like when they're not listening, it doesn't occur to me to spank.
But
Like
I'm
I
saying
wouldn't
he's
do
not
that.
consciously, like, I think
Like, you
spanking
spank
is like
your kid
last ditch thing.
when
And like,
they're like, fuck you, mom.
yes, like not even fuck you, but like at 2.5, him not listening isn't like an act of disrespect.
Right.
It's like he doesn't have the
He's
attention
2.
span. He's
Right.
bored. He doesn't understand. I think it's when they're like 5 and you ask them to clean something up and they like throw a jar of pennies down the stairs. And it's like you asked them to clean it up. They threw it. It was a conscious choice.
Even when I'm like he's done something really frustrating. Like he was eating a little piece of a chocolate muffin, and sometimes he tries to feed the dogs, but we'll be like, don't feed the dogs, don't feed the dogs. And then I was like, no, Jack, you really can't feed that to the dogs because they can't have chocolate. Like it makes them sick, feel yucky. And he was like, you know, in his like goofy mood, whatever. And so he like reached down and then like kept pulling his hand back up, you know, like faking out the dogs. And I was like, Jack, really stop. They can't have any chocolate muffin. Like no chocolate muffin. He's like, no muffin, no muffin. And then he like reached down and dropped it, like staring me dead in my soul.
Asshole.
Yeah. And I luckily had cat-like reflexes and like kicked my dog away and picked up the muffin quickly. But like blind rage. But did I even like think that I wanted to like grab him or like
no, because that's
no.
But
Like
I
I
feel
was
like-
just like, Jack, no, really no.
that's like no more muffin.
Yeah.
Like now you love chocolate muffins. You're not responsible enough to have them right now.
Chocolate muffins?
No
Gone.
more. Yeah, I feel like I'd have to be really, really confident that spanking my child
was gonna tell them what the fuck was up.
Yeah, like has a direct correlation.
Like I can't even imagine how like first of all he
I was
doesn't
spanked like 3 times in my life and I don't feel abused.
I'm saying like he doesn't even think to like hit now. Like he just luckily has not
Crossed his desk.
crossed his desk at all to like when he's annoyed to like hit. Like especially even if he's like playing and he like pushes, you're like, no, don't do that. So like to then be on the receiving end of that, I think he would be like fucking traumatized.
Yeah, I think there's too little.
At this age. But I think when they're older, I've always been like, yeah, what's wrong with spanking? But now I don't know this study.
But I think it's a case by case thing. I don't have a kid yet, so I can't say whether I would feel comfortable. And it's like with my dogs, like,
well, listen to what it says. According to this Harvard study, quote, preschool and school-age children and even adults who have been spanked are more likely to develop anxiety and depression disorders or have more difficulties engaging positively in schools and skills of regulation, which we know are necessary to be successful in educational settings. Perhaps surprisingly, spanking elicits a similar response in children's brains to more threatening experiences like sexual abuse. Quote, you see the same reactions in the brain, Quartas explains. Those consequences potentially affect the brain in areas often engaged in emotional regulation and threat detection so that children can respond quickly to threats in the environment.
I mean, Harvard probably knows better than I do.
So now I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I don't think it's like it's the situation that I would like maybe be inclined to spank my child if they are old enough to know what they're doing and they're putting themselves or someone else in danger. Not even like disrespect. Like if I have told my kids 17 billion times not to play with their ball facing the street and they keep doing it and the ball rolls into the street and the kid rolls into the street. I see my child start to go towards the ball. I would rather be the one to inflict a spanking rather than get hit by a car. And my other things have not hit, apparently.
So you're either going to get hit by a car or hit by your mom.
Right. But like it would have to be so extreme
if you don't listen.
Because that I feel like it's not that they're just not listening, it's that they're like creating.
Well, you also can't use spanking for like everything. It's like,
right.
Oh, well, here we go.
I don't know if anyone, except like someone who's actually abusing their child. Like
right.
Spanking is supposed to be end of the road punishment.
Right. Like This is it.
If you overuse it, it's just like anything, ineffective and stupid. It's also like when people are like constantly telling people they're going to do something to their kid. I also won't be that person.
I know,
if you
that
do
bugs
it again,
the shit out of you.
If you do it again, it's like, why wouldn't I? I've done it 17 times. That is so annoying to me.
And if you yell one more time, we are leaving this pool.
It's like, why do I get a warning?
10 yells later, they're still there.
No,
I know.
Yeah, that's the trigger for me.
It's like, and it only negatively affects the people around you who are like, take your kid home. You already said you would.
And your kid who's like now only emboldened.
And knows that you're weak.
Yeah, look like a weak ass. That's going to be a goal for me when I'm a parent, to like really stick to my guns and not over quote. Like if I don't want to leave the pool, that's not on the table.
Yeah. Do I personally want to leave the pool? Because then it's like you pack all your shit up and you're driving and you're like, fuck.
I don't want to leave the pool. Like I'm really going to try to be intentional with my punishments. Like you need to get out of the pool now and sit here for 20 minutes while I enjoy a raft.
That started to happen to me when I got a little bit older. Like I remember I was dress shopping with my mom for some god awful dance in school. And oh no, it was a family wedding. She also needed a dress. So we were shopping together. Mm-hmm. And she didn't like my attitude because
who would?
Dress shopping is not the attitude for adolescent ladies. And so after like an hour of like bickering, she was like, that's it, we're leaving. Like, you know, drops everything in the dressing room, storms away. I was like, and I thought about like protesting, but then I was like, this bitch needs a dress too. Like,
we're both being punished here.
She's punishing herself. And then I was like, she doesn't like how she looks in any of these dresses. Like, why are you putting that on me? So I didn't even put up a fight. Like she was like, and I don't want to hear another word about it. I hadn't said anything yet. We're storming out of the mall. I'm like following her like, this is really interesting.
Like I want to leave.
Yeah, I don't want to be here with you.
It's important that the punishment isn't a reward.
And she was like, that's it, Rachel, seriously. And I was like,
right behind you.
Right behind you, Mumsy. We got in the car. I'm not kidding you. I haven't said anything since she stormed out of Nordstrom. We're driving home. Well. No, she's like, well, guess we didn't find anything there. And I was like, yeah, seems like it. And she was like, has your attitude changed? And I was like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I can say that it's changed, but, and she's like, okay, then, okay, fine. We'll stop at Lord & Taylor.
She's like, the punishment was Nordstrom specific.
Yeah, this bitch is driving home. She's thinking to herself, when am I going to get a dress?
I was talking to someone the other day and their kid was like being so rude to them, but they're like old enough to know they're being rude. Like they're like high school age. And they kept saying like, if you keep this up, I'm going to take that away. I don't know what it was because we were on the phone. And I was like, by the 6th time, I wanted to be like, just let them do whatever they're doing. She'd be like, sorry. And then we'd go back to like, I'm going to take that away. You're not going to take it away. And now you're just flustering yourself. Just let them misbehave in peace. Don't let it disrupt your peace.
But I wish that you could like respond in a real way. Like you almost would appear. Like you say, like, I'm going to take that away. And then your kid is like, no, you're not. And then you're like, eat my ass, Shelby. Yes, I am.
But like they know you're not. Like
give me that Tamagotchi or eat my ass. Those are your two options.
The issue with my mom was she never fucked around. Like my mom, to a fault. Like even if halfway through she knew she was wrong, the bitch never tired.
She's still like that.
Yeah. So like
she'll be wrong about something and she'll just keep on. What were we talking about one time that really stands out?
I have no idea.
It was about crating your dog.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I was like, but what if you have a dog who's like, she's like, I would never crate a dog. It's animal abuse, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay.
She does put her dogs in their crates now, LOL.
Yeah, she's like God's gift to dogs. So I'm talking about how I crate my dog. And I'm like, I just feel like it helps with like training and whatever. Like, I don't know, it works for me, like blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, not me. I never would. And I was like, there's nothing that could ever happen that would make you want to crate a dog. And she's like, no, not me. And I'm like, well, what if this? And she's like, well, then no. I still wouldn't. And I'm like, what if your dog like tends to attack elderly people and an elderly people's coming to the door?
Elderly people are coming. The British are coming.
Or one time on your birthday, we had an ice cream cake and I could not cut into it because this thing was frozen solid. And I was like, I'm just going to nuke it for a couple seconds. And she goes, that whole thing's going to melt. I go, if I put a fully uncut ice cream cake in the microwave for 10 seconds, you think it's going to melt? And she goes, yeah, I would not do that. I go, okay, let's see. We're going to try it right now. I put it in the microwave. It's like I can barely cut into it. So I'm going to do another 10 seconds. This is 20 seconds of melting. She's like, oh my God, you're going to have a soup. Like she's like riding.
That's how she was with punishment.
She's riding her wave. I bring the cake over. It's like the most perfectly cuttable cake in the world. And she's like, this is really mushy. I was like, okay.
No, but that's how she was with punishments. Like as a kid, I would have never said, no, you won't. Like the minute a punishment was put on the table, I was like, you better shut the fuck up. And like, was it effective? Yeah. Did I leave a birthday party once or twice prematurely? Yeah.
Weren't you being a loser at a bowling party one time?
One time I did not want to bowl, which is crazy because I have such a love of bowling.
You love bowling.
I don't think I'd been bowling before, and I was intimidated by the bowling concept. Like it just seemed too much for me. And I was like, I don't really want to bowl. And Mom was like, it's a bowling party. Like you're gonna go bowl. And
why was your mom there? Like she like
I think she dropped me off and like I was like gonna hang back and she was like, go bowl. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna bowl. And she's like, you're gonna bowl. And I was like, no. And she's like, if you're not gonna bowl, go. She's like, if you're not gonna bowl, just go put your gift over there and we'll leave. Oh no, the parents were staying. The parents were like sitting up at the top,
like mingling.
And she's like, I did not come to a bowling party to watch people bowl. And I was like, okay. And she was like, if you're not going to bowl, just give her your gift and we'll leave and we'll go in the car. And I did not even try it. I was like, let me bowl.
Oh, you were like, I love bowling.
And I did.
Why didn't you just go home?
I didn't want to go home. I wanted to watch people bowl, but that wasn't an option.
You just wanted to watch people bowl?
I thought I'd warm up to it. Like, give me a minute.
That's kind of like the gentle parenting now. Like, I think people are like, that's okay. You don't have to bowl. You can just watch. I don't know if that's such a bad thing.
Yeah.
Do you have to bowl? What is the right answer?
I don't know. I don't think there is a right answer, but
no one knows what they're doing.
I loved my bowling, so.
And maybe that's what started your love of bowling.
Yeah, and I would have missed out on all the joy bowling brings me. We should go bowling soon.
Mark that as the 7th time you've said that this week.
You know, his parents really could have done more punishing.
What?
The creator of Fyre Festival.
Oh, Billy or
Billy.
Bobby.
His name is Billy, but Bobby works too. So he has been...
I thought he was in prison.
Right. And you would think you can't plan a fraudulent music festival from prison.
Why don't you catch up anybody who doesn't know what Fyre Festival is?
Sure. If you haven't seen the documentary or any of the millions of pieces about it, Fyre Festival was this big phenomenon that was supposed to happen in, where was it supposed to happen? The Bahamas?
Yeah, some island.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an island music festival with these insane opulent tents, and Ja Rule co-signed the whole thing. He was a part of it, and all these celebrities were endorsing it, and influencers were posting about it. Kendall Jenner did, and people paid thousands of dollars to be flown and then put up in these extravagant high-end tents and explore the island and have a music festival. Spoiler alert, they got there and there's FEMA tents and they can't get flights back out. There's not enough food. It ended up being a criminal case because it was so fraudulent. All the money he'd collected and all of the people who were defrauded and sent to an island to live on a deserted tent camp for days. And so he's in prison. That was in 2017. So we all think, dunzo, no thank you, nothing's going to happen anymore. Wrong-o. So Billy has been talking about Fyre Festival 2, which is supposed to happen in Playa del Carmen, May of this year. And it's already proven to be a fraud because the Playa del Carmen has already said that there are no permits. Nothing has been organized. There's no event registration that's happened with the city. And this is supposed to happen in 8 weeks.
Why does this man keep planning festivals?
I don't know. So March 28th, McFarlane posted a video of a press conference he and his team held in Playa del Carmen. And he said, I'd like to thank all of my partners for making this happen. We have a few sitting here on the stage. I'd also like to thank the special guests in the audience. We have special representatives from the Secretary of Tourism, the Secretary of Economy, the Secretary of Security, and Civil Protection, pointing to these people. Our relationships with Playa may be new, but I now speak for the rest of the team when I say we couldn't ask for a better group of people. I'm sorry, why are your relationships new March 28th when this is supposed to happen end of May? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, what?
And so people were like, oh, he's meeting with these people. It's somewhat legitimate, which you'd have to be a moron to buy a fucking ticket to this. Like,
totally.
Fool me, fry me once, shame on you. Fry me twice, shame on me.
Fire.
Oh, right. Well, it's fry. Due to information.
It's Fry?
No, I'm saying it.
Oh.
I'm saying like you're
I was
frying.
like, I've been saying the festival's name wrong this whole time.
It doesn't matter. It's not real.
It's Fry Festival after all that.
Literally call it whatever you want. But long story short, there's no event in production. There's major red flags, and it's already facing immense skepticism. So this is a PSA. If you have purchased a ticket to Fyre Festival 2, 1, get a therapist. 2, do not go. Please don't go. I don't even know if FEMA's going to be there with tents this time.
Who's going?
I have no idea. Tickets range from $1,400 to more than $1 million.
More than $1 million to go and sleep in a
FEMA tent. The $1 million ticket was marketed as including private air travel from Miami to Cancun and private yacht travel from Cancun to Isla Mejores. Accommodations for this ticket include the choice of either a 4-stateroom yacht or 4-bedroom villa with access to the festival grounds for 3 nights. What festival grounds?
Who's performing at this?
I don't think he's released it.
So people are paying $1 million to go to something that they don't even know what they're going to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
People just don't know what to do with
People
their money.
with too much money.
Yeah.
With these tariffs, that'll take care of them.
They could send their money our way.
Oh, please. I won't even buy 1 ticket to Fyre Festival. I'll save your money. I'd never be so stupid.
You'll do something good with it.
I'd never be so stupid.
What a nightmare. Oh, unrelated. Did you listen to Lauren Graham on Call Her Daddy?
I did. I love Lauren Graham and I love her on podcasts, but sometimes listening to her on podcasts, I hear how different she is from Lorelai.
And you don't like it?
And it makes me sad.
She's so different from Lorelai.
So different. So different. But it was good. Did you listen?
Yeah, I did. She had like interesting insights on Gilmore Girls that I hadn't heard before.
Yeah, she was very interesting. I thought it was really interesting when she was talking about how she won't ask some of the questions. Like who in a year in the life it ends. Spoiler alert, if you've not watched it 10 years ago, sorry. Rory announces that she's pregnant at the end, and she said she's never asked Amy Sherman Palladino who the father is because she wants to leave some of that magic for if they were to visit again, which means there's a chance. And I also thought it was interesting. I never heard that Amy did not give them those last lines before shooting.
That the writers of the show always knew what the last 4 words of the show were going to be. Like when they started it, they were like, we know how the show is going to end in these 4 words.
With mom. What? I'm pregnant.
Yeah. But she never told them what it was. And they were so afraid of leaks when it was finally going to come out that they just told them all what the words were. They didn't even put it in the script.
Right before they were shooting it.
Yeah.
Like she went into shooting the scenes not knowing. Love it. I think there's no comparison between Gilmore Girls and Parenthood personally. Like I know it was amazing she got both of those shows, but Parenthood is great, but like in a different world than Gilmore Girls, which is elite.
I agree. I like Gilmore Girls more. I did love Parenthood though. And she had like such a close connection with May, which is sweet.
It's interesting that she always plays like a mother of teens and like connects with them so well on the screen.
Yeah. Did you hear when she talked about how she had off-screen romances with who do you think?
I heard John Hamm, who was literally in the episode once. Like that's why I think she maybe was like a little elusive about it.
Oh, okay.
I once heard she was linked to John Hamm because he played like a person that Emily Gilmore set her up with.
Oh. I don't even remember him being in it.
And then
what about the guy who played Max?
I could see that. Yeah. I could also see the guy who played Jason Stiles. Digger. Who had the business with her dad.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Digger.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like it was interesting to hear that She was like, because she said, she was like, you're on a set for like 11, 12 hours a day with these people. Who else are you meeting?
Totally. She's a treasure.
I love her.
I'm sad that her and Peter Krause didn't work. Her co-star from Parenthood.
Yeah, she didn't talk about that.
No, it was funny because Alex Cooper said, how are your relationships with that cast? And she was like, varied. And Alex Cooper was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, good, and then broken up.
Right.
I love her.
I just love that the Gilmore Girls like fandom is still
strong
as ever.
We are strong. And I welcome everyone as an OG girl. As an OG Gilmore. I watch it on the CW.
You watched it week to week.
Week to week.
You really did.
I love that show.
But it was you and your single mom watching.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my mom and I danced to the theme song at my wedding.
You guys are the OG fans.
Touching moments. Great show.
Do you want to do a dilemma?
Yes, please.
Okay. This girl, Maggie, writes in.
Okay.
She says that her and her husband are planning a trip this summer to take their 2 kids to Disney World.
Okay.
And her sister has been like, I want to do a trip. I want to do a trip. Her sister has also 2 kids, similar in ages to hers.
Okay.
And her sister's been like, when should we plan a trip? Let's do a trip, whatever. And Maggie is like, I do want to do like a family trip, but I also just want to do this trip with like my husband and our kids. So they're like, this is going to be a good time to go. It's a slow time for work. We're going to go to Disney World in June. And they were at dinner a few nights ago. And her sister, let's call her Lisa.
Okay.
Lisa is like, we really have to think about where we want to go on our family trip. And she's like, no, we really do. We just can't do June because we're going to go to Disney in June. She's like, you guys are going to Disney? You didn't tell me. And she was like,
because I've been dreading it. No, I'm just kidding.
And Maggie was like, no, I know. We just kind of were like figuring out, should we not? Like, you know, whatever. But we haven't taken the kids to Disney and I think they'll really like it. And so we were able to get the time off of work. So we're just going to go for a few days in June, like quick trip. She's like, that's so fun. Maybe I'll see if we can make it happen.
I didn't invite you, bitch.
The sister. And Maggie's like, no, don't worry about it. Like, we're just going to go the 4 of us. And the sister's like, oh, you want it to be like a just you guys trip. Okay. And she's like, no, it's not that. It's just, you know, like.
It is that.
She's like, no, it's not that. It's just hard to really plan something and like for us to both be able to get off work. So we figured it would just be fun for the 4 of us to go. She's like, got it. A few days later, she gets a text from her sister and she's like, hey, you guys inspired us. We're going to do a trip to Disney.
Over the same dates?
Over that same time period. And like, we can just get together for like one dinner.
No. I didn't invite you here.
But like, we're not going to stay at the same hotel.
People are so rude.
And Maggie was like, Jesus fucking Christ. And so she's
Why
like,
don't you skin me and wear me?
and she's like, I'm so mad because of course my kids are just going to want to hang out with her kids.
Of course. And it's weird now if Maggie's not like, of course.
So wait, she's like, she hasn't booked her hotel yet. Should I just like bite the bullet and be like, oh my gosh, that's stupid. If you guys can also go, just like stay at our same hotel. Like this will be our family trip. Or be like, we're changing the dates of our trip.
Okay, well, she's backed her into a corner. She can't change the dates of her trip because she'll look like a psycho, even though she's in the right.
Well, she was like, I could make something up and be like, we were going to go that week, but we just found out so-and-so has a conference.
The tricky thing is with dynamics is like, it's always, if someone's not respectful of your space or boundaries, it then becomes a cost benefit thing. So what does Maggie have to win and like prove by changing the dates? Because forever her sister will bring this up. Sister. I call her sister.
Sister will bring this up.
Her sister.
Yes. I think like I'm really trying to put it in perspective of like someone who's like a sister or like close to me.
Like if
I
you
don't
told
personally,
me you were going on a trip,
I would be like, can you come?
but let's say you didn't, and that's okay.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I can't even relate because like I'm the more the merrier.
I am so the more the merrier, but also read a room. And like, if for some reason you want to go on this trip, just you and your family, you're allowed to. So like, if you didn't invite me on the trip and you were like, oh, we're going in June, I'd be like, so fun. I wouldn't then be like, hello, travel agent, I need it. Like, read the room.
Maybe that's because I'm your travel agent.
No, literally, like, fuck, I'm not going. It's just like, everyone is allowed. Like, yes, of course you can't imagine that right now, but it's okay if you want to go on, like, you don't have to go on every vacation with your family.
No, you don't have to. I just think like it kind of, because part of her thing that she wrote in was like, it's not going to be the trip that I wanted it to be. Our kids are just going to want to hang out with their cousins, obviously, and like go on rides with them and whatever. And then I was thinking like, yeah, because that's more fun than them hanging out with their parents. Like, isn't that what you want for them? Like, if their cousins can go too.
Yes, but it depends on like
they have plenty of time to just hang out with their parents every fucking day after school.
But like Jenna Bush
Hager.
Jenna Bush Hager just said something really interesting about how like you come to realize your kids, you're not going to be a part of every single one of your kids' memories, and like you have to be confident and let them do that when it's time. But there's also a time when you are their whole world, because she was saying they do Halloween together like every year with their family friends. And this year, like this past year, her daughter was like, I want to trick or treat with my friends. And she was like, how could you? And then she was like, okay, obviously, like, it's the time.
Right.
So, like, maybe this girl Maggie is like, this is one of those last trips that, like, my kids will still have fun being with us. And, like, there's a million years for them to go on, like, big family trips. And we just want to, like, see them enjoy Disney and, like, go to a...
You can see. You'll be there, too.
Breakfast and, like...
They're not taking the kids without you. Like...
I'm just saying, like, maybe she was like, this is important to us.
Ugh, I don't know. I kind of don't agree with Maggie.
And Lisa's like, I'm coming. By hell or quicker. What is it? Quicker.
I think Lisa's like, we're sisters and the kids will love it. Shut up.
But like, just because you're sisters doesn't mean you could just strong arm your way into her vacation. This isn't like the couch picking a channel when you're 14. It's super weird. Like, I get if you want to all go on a trip together. When it is very clearly defined that you aren't going to go on this trip together, to just book the trip and be like, we're coming. Insane behavior.
I think it is insane, but like at this point it'll be like, whatever. Like, why are you digging your heels into like, it's just the four of us? It's like, okay, they're not asking to move into your home.
She can't move the dates. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're all going on a family trip, and maybe have a conversation with your sister about boundaries.
And are you gonna look back and be like, I'm so glad it was just the four of us, like it always is every day?
But maybe it's not. Maybe it's usually the 8 of them.
No, it doesn't sound like it is.
We know. I just think it's so weird when people are like forcing their way into things. Like, what are you doing?
You can't see right now, but you're just like banging down the proverbial door.
Yeah, like, no, we're not invited, and that's okay. It'd be like if every time you said you were going to dinner at your parents' house, I'm like, oh, cool, what time? Like,
come along.
But like, you would invite me if you wanted us to go.
No, I wouldn't.
I just think it's strange to be like, all right, what's for dinner? We'll be there.
You are welcome to come every time.
I appreciate that, but like, I also understand if you just want to have dinner with your parents.
I guess that's how you feel about your mom.
No, I mean, I think that like, I just think it's important to like respect people's boundaries.
I just think like if you were like, Tyler and I really just want, like if you had 2 kids close in age to my 2 kids and they like love playing, love being together, like when we're all together, it's not like they're like sitting on your lap. It's like our kids are off playing.
Totally.
And you guys are like, I know we've been talking about all going on like a group trip, but we're going to go to Disney, just the 4 of us. I'd be like, why are you torturing your kids?
No,
your kids don't want to go to Disney with you.
But we would invite you. I think
they want to go with their cousins.
The key would be the lack of invitation. Like, I don't agree with Maggie's perspective, but I think once someone has not invited you somewhere, it's okay for them to not invite you.
I'm just saying it really comes down to feeling kind of like it's selfish. Like,
oh, Maggie's selfish.
It does feel sort of selfish. Like, you don't want to do a group trip. You want it to just be the 4 of you. That is not to the benefit of your children. You're not being so charitable by taking them to Disney World and being like, but you can't go with the people you really want to go with.
But again, she is allowed to make that decision.
As a boring, selfish mother.
Oh, okay. Well, I think mothers are very selfless.
Just kidding, Maggie. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, what the fuck? Listen, Mags, here's the thing. I don't necessarily agree with you going on this trip solo, like as a foursome. But I think
it sounds less fun.
But I think you are 100% entitled to want that, and your sister should respect that. Or say, hey, I get the feeling you don't want us to come. Can I ask if there's a certain reason? Because like I really think the kids would enjoy it. Like to just kamikaze her trip.
Or I think like
unwell. Like
she's like, please do not come here. And I think also if you say like, I'm not going to see you, then it's weird to your kids. Like, why aren't we seeing our family who's here?
Super, like the whole thing is weird. And you know who made it weird? Lisa. By just forcing herself on these people.
I think Maggie just reach out and be like, hey.
It's vacation assault.
Don't stay at that place. Stay where we're staying. So then at least we can hang.
Of course. And they need to have a conversation about boundaries.
But no, they don't. Yeah. Let go of your weird trip.
No.
If you want to take a trip, just the two of you, go girl.
I don't think just the two of you. She wants.
You know what else is another point? You will have another opportunity to go, the four of you. The chance of like all 8 of you being able to go on this is much slimmer than the 4 of you.
Honestly, it didn't seem that difficult for Lisa to rearrange her situation.
So like
she was given 1 week and she made it happen overnight. So it doesn't seem like they're strict on their dates.
I just mean like pick a weekend.
Lisa's
you
like, any day.
You and your wholesome foursome take a road trip and enjoy the times just the 4 of you. I just think, or compromise, be like, we're gonna go for like 3 days and then like go 3 days earlier and then they'll come. And
now we gotta pay for more days at Disney.
No,
it's an expensive trip.
If they were gonna come for like 5 days, overlap for a couple days and then they'll stay chew on the end. You know what I'm saying?
I think this should have been a group trip. I'm not gonna deny that. I think the weirdness factor, which is what she was asking us about, is booking tickets to a trip that you were not invited on and then telling the other person.
Like, no matter how much you love your family or your significant other, just like a whole, this is what I always say, it's like a honeymoon. Like when people go on these like 2-week long honeymoons, just the two of them, it's like, oh my God, aren't you sick of staring at each other?
You always say that. I don't know that like everyone feels that way.
I think people probably are at the end of 2 weeks.
Your parents just went to Portugal together. No, they just went to LA together.
They would be happy to have another group come. Like and first of all, they went to LA. That's where they live.
For 2 months a year. They went on that Portugal trip, just the two of
them.
Right,
I'm saying when they go on those trips, they would love to have another, they'd prefer, like if Mike and I didn't have jobs, they'd be like, do you want to go also?
Do you want to build a Yeah.
Like Mike and I went on our honeymoon for a few days and then we're like, can the friends come?
Nope.
And had friends join us.
Well, you also had a hurricane join you.
True that. But it's just like, it's okay. Your honeymoon is for a week and then it's like a fun trip.
Totally. I just think that people have different wants and like you should respect that. Like if you said to me, I want to take a trip with just Mike and I would never be like, well, Tyler and I could come.
If I
would have said, I would like to take a trip, the 4 of us.
But listen, if I said Mike and I are going to take a trip 2 weeks, Mike and I don't know what the fuck we're doing, but it's just Mike and I, you'd be like, 2 weeks? Especially like a beach vacation?
I'd be like, amazing. You deserve a break.
No, I hope that you say that sounds like a long time.
You would, but you know me. I would never say that.
You wouldn't say that sounds like a long time if I was for some reason clouded by insanity?
I think it sounds like relaxing and fun and you're busy people and you deserve a break.
At the end of 2 weeks, you and Tyler would be like, we must get out of here.
I mean, we'd obviously be saying ourselves, once you left, like amongst ourselves, that was weird, but like.
No. I'm saying if you and Tyler went for 2 weeks.
I think probably a week would be
nice. A week, yes.
Yeah. But if you said we're going on a 2-week vacay, I'm not here to yuck your yum. Like, go for it, sister. Take a trip.
2 weeks, just you two on an island.
But the point here is like.
One of us isn't coming home.
You can be crazy and choose to do whatever you want. That's the best part about being an adult. With a financially stable income, you can choose to do whatever the fuck you want. And you don't have to have your sister show up. This isn't middle school. You don't share a bedroom.
I think her sister is like, you're being weird, Maggie.
Okay, well, neither here nor there.
We'd love to hear from Lisa.
Yeah, because I think Lisa's insane. I understand her point, but she's actually certifiable.
She's probably like, my sister's so fucking annoying. We're taking a group trip. Shut up.
I just feel like if you want to go on a trip, just the 4 of you, you're going to be like
Bored.
Like, you want to hang out with the other adults.
No, I know. And then, like, you know, you sit down at dinner and your kids are like,
climbing on top.
You guys again.
Yeah. I feel like it's better to go on a group trip with little kids, but
This is what I'm saying.
I don't think Maggie's right to take the trip alone. I think she's entitled to take the trip alone. Very different.
All right. Well, call us with an update on how your trip
Yeah,
goes.
let us know. June, is it? Enjoy.
Call you later.
Call you later. Love you.
Love ya.
Bye.